Dwayne Alexander, head coach, Tennessee Tech. The Golden Eagles scored at the end of the game. They come from behind and top Texas A&M Commerce. Now 1-1 this season. They're going to host Samford. And we know one thing: when Samford and Tennessee Tech plays, sometimes it's pretty exciting, with including one from a couple years ago. So, Coach, first of all, let's talk about the win and coming from behind and the exciting fourth quarter against Commerce.
Well, it certainly was an exciting game, an exciting fourth quarter, and big win for our team, big win for our program. Special night for Tennessee Tech football. We had hosted Legends Weekend here, where we bring all of our former alumni back and honor some of our previous teams from years past. Of course, we're celebrating our 100th anniversary of Tennessee Tech football this year. Started playing in 1922, so celebrating 100 years. We brought back the 1972 team. It was the 50th anniversary of that OVC championship team that won 10 games. In our very first OVC championship game, we had We had two members of that team that were back for the game, which is amazing. Sonny Allen and Ken Broyles both made it back for the game. They were on the very first OVC championship team back in 1952. So we were able to recognize that team and those guys, and had all of our Robert Hill Johnson Award winners, which is our basically team MVP, the highest award we give to an individual. Here at Tennessee Tech, we had a lot of those guys back for the game. So to have the home opener, night game, all of our former players and football alums back, and to pull out and to win on the last play of the game certainly was exciting night here in Cookeville, Tennessee.
If anybody knows they have questions for Coach Alexander, let me know down in the chat and I can call on you. I saw you just joined us, Ben. But Coach, I'll ask this first then. What's it say about your team? And maybe if you didn't play the best early on and there were some turnovers, some things that didn't go well, then to regroup and finish strong and make the plays, like you said, at the end when they had to?
Well, first of all, it would be disrespectful to Texas A&M Commerce to think that they didn't have something to do. Some of the turnovers at play. We had 5 turnovers in the game, had 3 in the first quarter, and did not give up a point, which was huge. We had 3 turnovers, gave Texas A&M Commerce the ball 3 straight possessions inside our 40-yard line, and our defense, held them off the scoreboard, still with a 0-0 game. And then we fumbled on our own 15 and gave them their first score. They missed the extra point, which ended up being huge later in the game. But, anytime you have, the NFL statistics and NCAA statistics show if you have 4 or more turnovers in a game, you virtually have 0 chance to win a football game. I mean, the percentages are very low to win, less than 5% to have a chance to win the game. So we kept fighting, our guys kept competing and really played well in the fourth quarter of the game. But Texas A&M Commerce, just has moved from Division II to FCS. And for people that don't know, they won the NCAA Division II National Championship in 2017. They went 14-1. They went 11-3 in 2018, went to the semifinals. 2019, they were 10-3, went to the quarterfinals. They won 79 games over the last 8 years. So they're a program that is used to winning. Very good players. David Bailiff and his staff did a tremendous job coming on the road. But we were able to overcome the 5 turnovers and make the plays we needed to make, offense and defense, down the stretch to give ourselves a chance to win. Very proud of our defense in the game and very proud of our offense for hanging in there. And 2 huge drives in the fourth quarter that we got touchdowns on both of them. Jeremiah Oatsfall really settled down. He had a really tough first half, but came back the second half and competed, led us on 2 drives, throwing and running. And Willie Miller and Demetrius Fleming both came up big for us, our wide receivers, in the fourth quarter. So really proud of our team for them hanging in there. But we will have to play better. We will not be able to play. There's not many wins left on our schedule that you can turn a football over 5 times and have a chance to win.
Ben, go ahead with your questions.
Coach, tell us a little bit about Samford. I know you've seen them before, but what are they looking like now?
They look like a usual Samford team on offense. They play fast paced. They always have good skill players. They execute very, very well. Chris Hatchers, of course, I've known Chris for a long time. He was at Murray State while I was here as an assistant with Watson, and then we've played them. This will be the, I think, 4th time we've played, since I've been here at Tennessee Tech. So, we went down to their place and played last year. We had, of course, the 59-58 double overtime game here back in 2019, but execute very well on offense. They brought in a junior college quarterback, Michael Hires, who is from there in Birmingham, who was led Northwest Mississippi Junior College to the national championship game last year. Very good player, really runs their offense well. He's kind of the type quarterback that is made for their offense. He gets the ball out to the right guys. They put a lot of pressure on you on the perimeter with their screen game. They have effective running game. They execute very well on offense, and they're very much improved on defense. Now, I'll tell you, I've been very impressed with what they've done defensively. They played very well against Georgia at Georgia. I mean, Georgia, arguably best team in the country, and I know defensive personnel-wise, they have tremendous players. I thought Samford competed very well in that game and really fought and hard against Georgia at Georgia. Beat Kennesaw State in the first game of the year. I think they're ranked 24th right now. Samford is in the latest poll. So, very good team. Got a lot of good football players on both sides of the ball, and, they're traveling up here to play us, and we're certainly going to have to clean up the turnovers and play a very good, solid football game in order to have an opportunity to win this one.
Yeah, Coach, that was my next question. Other than the turnovers, what are you looking for out of your guys this week? What's it going to take for a win?
Well, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, we need to be able to score touchdowns more in the red zone. That's something we've not done consistently. We have moved the ball well. We've had spurts where we really moved the ball well, but we got to finish some drives. We need to finish drives with some touchdowns. I think, we've had the football in the red zone 9 times. Really had the ball inside the 15-yard line 9 times this season against Kansas and against Texas A&M Commerce, and we've only scored 4 touchdowns. We've had to settle for field goals, and so we need to be able to score more touchdowns when we get in the red zone. Defensively, it's just not give up the big play. Make them earn everything. Keep things in front of us. Tackle well. They put a lot of pressure on you on all their screen game, the way they run their offense. Just make them keep snapping the ball. Make them keep snapping the ball. Try to get them out of rhythm, a little bit, but not give up the chunk plays, the big plays, the 40-yarders, the 50-yarders, some of the deep balls. And they've been able to do that now in every game that they played so far, and then the thing goes every week is win the turnover battle. Positive thing we've done, we really limited our penalties in the first 2 games. We only had 4 penalties in the first game for 19 yards. We only had 5 the other night, and for less than 50 yards. So, we've done well in that area, but I think, turnovers, big play, defense limited that. And then offensively being able to, I feel like we moved the ball, but we're going to have to score touchdowns instead of kicking field goals.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
What you referenced field goals. So I wanted to ask you about that. Ask some of their coaches. A lot of success in field goals this week in the OVC. A 1-point game. If you may watch college football or the NFL this week, lots of misses. Hayden seemed to have played pretty well for you, and just talk about that so far this year.
He did. Hayden's not missed a field goal in an extra point in his entire career. He was perfect last spring season and fall season, did not miss one. And so far this year, he's not missed one. And that's kind of, but that's huge, that's a lot of credit to the snapper and holder as well. But Hayden had a quad injury in we did not kick him in the first game of the year against Kansas. We held him out. He's back healthy now, so he was able to kick the other night. Devin Parker's doing a tremendous job for us kicking off and can handle our longer field goals. We were 2 for 2 on field goals, and the routine ones that you got to be able to make. If you can get the ball inside the 25-yard line or so, you need to feel confident you can score points. And he made 2 big field goals and made all of his extra points. And really that was, when it come down to it, that's something we work hard at every Tuesday. We go, full padded practice, and we do live extra point field goal against each other. First offense versus first defense on extra point field goal protection to make sure that, that we're solid there, and look at that every week, because, it's just a fine line in winning and losing. And, certainly the extra point field goal, it is a big part of it. So we feel pretty solid in our kicking game, right there, and hope to continue to play well in that area. We'll need to.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time today. Best of luck against Samford. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you.